Hello, this is Tarzan Junior 345, aka Jaren, and I'm here with two of my best friends. Go ahead and introduce
Kill
yourselves.
yourself.
Okay, that's Jared B. That's it.
Do not finish that. Do not finish that sentence.
And then the one that
Hi,
just
this is.
laughed
I
stupidly
just
is
can't introduce myself. I just can't
no.
introduce myself at all. Oh, okay, fine. Well, fine,
Okay.
fine. Rainhaven, introduce yourself.
Well, okay, Rainhaven, aka Simon.
Perfect. And then we got Divinity, who is
Jared,
Jared.
with a
Perfect.
D.
So this is we're gonna be trying out a new thing. It's a podcast. We don't know a name yet. We could just do the boys. We do whatever. We're gonna figure that out. Um, it's mainly just to talk about shit because we think that we're interesting, which I guess every friend group thinks, but we think we're different. We swear. Um,
Hmm.
so we're just gonna be talking about like random shit. I think the first topic that we all wanted to talk about, especially with the recent news of what happened at Bungie,
Is there? Oh,
is
Shut up.
is is that Bungie actually laid off all these employees because they're greedy little assholes. Um, what are our thoughts about that, Jared and Simon?
well, we're talking about obviously Bungie's Destiny 2 video game. It is something that we are all very passionate about and play all the time. My opinion is that boo fucking who, half the employees weren't needed, but but I think them getting rid of Michael Salvatore was a hate crime. I think they need to be sued for that. Simon, what is your opinion on the matter?
I have to humbly agree. It's definitely not needed. They definitely had way too many
Should have saw
people.
my face.
But at the exact same time, though, why? What? But at the
Didn't expect you to go down that
oh
road. Okay,
yeah, no
it's a
yeah, but
very unique
at the
opinion,
exact
good
same
sir.
time, but at the exact same time though, if you have more people, you can also focus on more things too.
Mm.
The thing I would say, I agree that I feel like Bungie was bloated and that it needed some change. But I think the way that they went about it by like locking out people, not telling them like a day beforehand, because I know people lose jobs every day and whatnot, but that shouldn't be the industry standard where we don't tell our employees 2 weeks in
True.
advance. Hey, by the way, we're gonna be downsizing. Don't sign this NDA. Don't say anything about it. We're downsizing. Try to look for another job. We'll help you relocate. Like stuff like that, I think would be better. It's not like these companies are making $1 or anything. They're making bank. It's just the bottom line obviously gets affected. But I feel like you could gain a lot more respect from more developers and team members in general if you say, hey, by the way, we're going to be downsizing, but we're going to do everything in our power for these 2 weeks to help you get into another position. Um,
I
Especially if
I
the people
agree.
deserve it. Like Michael Salvatore, don't know what the hell that was about. But I
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
they
agree.
just did
Is
it
that
on like a
true?
short thing.
Because we
Yeah.
weren't getting it. That
Yeah,
is confirmed
yeah.
by
Yeah.
He
No.
Michael.
he
Yeah. It's
yeah.
true.
He's changed his bio. He doesn't have any Destiny stuff now. All it says is gone fishing. So,
Yeah.
Wow.
uh, yeah.
No. Yeah. But I also think I think that they did it too fast too. I feel like they should have taken more time and like looked at the people who they actually need to get rid
Well,
of.
I
Because
will
I feel
say
like Michael,
this.
they should have kept them. Honestly, like with his music and
But
stuff, it was
the thing
amazing.
is, when new management comes in, you want to shake up. That's the whole motto. Is when I could
Yeah.
become manager, I want to show that like I want to show something big. And the fact that Bungie employees got assured that their jobs are safe, not saying that every single person maybe deserved that job. Obviously, we don't know because we're not in the gaming sphere. I'm sure some of those people didn't do much. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm sure some of them worked their asses off to get into the position. Um,
Yeah.
but I think it's more so just the industry standard of just letting go of a bunch of people. I think it was like 30 something. Just letting go of a bunch of people without telling them beforehand because these people, they do have families to feed and whatnot. And it's not just easy hunky dory to find
Well,
another job most of the time.
if you actually read the Destiny of the Game post that they made, this is the only part that I have a gripe with because I'm gonna be harsh. I don't care, and I think it is a little messed up. But at the same time, you're in an industry, you know there's a risk, especially if you are one of those people that knew you weren't doing that much of a job really.
But what about if you were
Most of the
promised a job?
well,
Like you were
well,
promised that you weren't gonna.
no, I know. We'll get those are what ifs. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get to a point. You know what I mean? When you're in a position, you know you're not doing that much. You know there's a
Mhm.
risk. One, two, the people that were doing a lot, I promise you were kept. the ones that actually were producing something that were extremely valuable, the ones that pretty much knew they had job security, they were kept.
Hmm.
But we're talking about maybe 2 or 3 people per department, maybe some on the larger scale. So I feel like it's a
I think
little
it's a
bit
lot
more
of
blown
social. I
out of
think it was
standard.
social media, marketing,
Right,
art.
which you don't need a lot of to function. You do need a few, but you do not need a lot of. So if
Can
we're
I
talking
interrupt with one
seven or
thing
eight
real
people,
quick?
let me finish really
Okay,
quick,
okay.
and then I want to hear your take on it. My one thing that I am upset about, despite all of that, is the fact that they did it the day before the insurance reset.
Hmm.
That just says everything. That is pure greed. They didn't want to pay for anything. They did it the day before the 31st, obviously the 30th, because then the month would reset, or it was just the way they did it. I think that personally is just corporate greed, like you say it. I think there's no way I couldn't defend that point at all. There's
Yeah,
no way to defend it. It's indefensible. It's inexcusable, you know. And like you said, I do agree with your point on industry standard. I don't think it's right, but at the same time, it's hard to get the point that I'm trying to say across because I don't want to sound like I'm defending it, but I also try not to be like, damn, don't fire anybody. You know what I mean? Because don't be scared to fire people that aren't doing their job. Does that make sense?
yeah.
It doesn't
No,
matter
and
what
I agree
position.
with
Doesn't
that.
doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't matter
No.
how many. Like if you need to clear out a whole department,
I
you
mean,
clear out
look
a whole
at
department.
what happened with Twitter. I mean, that's a perfect example of what were they
Exactly. And
doing.
that's the point, and that's the point that I'm making. All of Twitter got destroyed, and they had wine dispensers and little yoga rooms for when you got a little too scared from your desk job of doing nothing. And they had
Yeah,
like a upstairs or like a rooftop Zen garden or something. Like it's just
yeah,
pathetic for a social media company. You know what I mean? You're not in a high stress position. You're not in any your social media development. You're banning people on Twitter. It's not that big of a deal.
yeah, yeah.
So
You're adding
that's the
these
point that
crappy
I'm
features that Elon
right,
Musk thinks
exactly.
is.
And I feel like Bungie I feel like it's a blessing and a curse because when you do this to a company, they immediately realize that they need to work their asses off to hold their jobs.
Yeah,
That things are going to get a little harder. They realize that this is what it actually this is it's kind of like in the restaurant industry, which is what I'm in. You'll be surprised what you can do when 3 people call out. You still get the day done. Is it extremely difficult? Yeah. Did you really need those 3 people? Technically, no. You know what I mean? They just make things easier, but they're not a necessity. If that makes sense. And I think
yeah, but
sometimes
I don't
companies
think I.
blow up.
Yeah, I just think the
What's your point?
overworking. Well, I was gonna say that
You're right.
Bungie. I was gonna say that Bungie. The fact that Bungie was seemingly, either this is like a spur of the moment decision or they lied to us. Because think about it, they
It
were like they
it
seemed
had to
so
have been
confident
festering.
with the chat. But think about it, they were like, oh, these chapters are gonna come out. They're gonna replace that seasonal thingamajiggy. Oh
But
yeah,
that's talking about the game, not the company. Yeah,
but
remember,
that the
and they're
main.
only showing you what you want to see,
No, I
which
know,
is
but I'm
fair.
saying I think it would been I think if Bungie if it was like a long time thinking, I would think A, they should have said initially been like, hey guys, by the way, we're gonna push back final shape to June. We're gonna make
But
this the
you're
best
right.
shit ever. And then that way people aren't like when they see this they're like, oh, okay, I guess like they already said that we were delaying it. When you tell someone that because we're about to get a 7th month long season. Our longest season was 6 months, and that was season of loss. And we were all dying from that season. Like we were like, fuck
Yeah.
this season. I mean, we did get 30th anniversary, which was a great addition, but you had to pay twenty five
Sure was
dollars
a
to even
Sunday.
enjoy it. But
Right.
I just think that it's not it's not so like let's say Activision did it. It's still like a relatively shitty thing to do. I just
Yeah.
think they should be more transparent. And the fact that Bungie hasn't officially come out that they're delaying the expansion, even though it's pretty obvious that it is, and they're kind of just trying to sweep it under the rug. Either A, say those rumors are completely false, don't know where they came from, or just say admit it, be like, hey, yeah, we overestimated our delivery time. It's gonna be released in June, and just make up the bullshit I just said. It'd be like, we want the best product, that's why we're delaying it. Literally, just do that.
Right.
Um,
But I think the biggest counter to that point is the whole point of corporate greed. And if they even released anything about it, they wouldn't be able to get away with half of the stuff they did.
that is
They
true.
wouldn't be able to get
And
off
like the people who don't
any
pay
of
attention
the.
on
Do
ironically
we
and bought
know?
the pre-orders,
What's up, Simon?
Do we know what people like got fired, or do we just know that people
we
got
just know
fired?
we
But
just know
people got fired.
departments.
Yeah, we don't know
Yeah.
like reasons or overarching things, mainly because, like Jaren said, Bungie has not come out
Yeah.
with
So what
Um,
departments was it mainly?
It was.
Just,
I
just like
actually have
marketing?
a post. Actually,
can you
hold
read it
on.
to us?
Yeah, give me one sec.
Yeah.
Just fill it up with
Yeah, read the
airtime.
post.
Uh, how is everyone doing
Because I was
today?
about to say,
Well,
because like the way it works in construction, especially, is people will hire people like temporary, and
hmm
they call it like temp hire because they basically want you to work your ass off for it to be like, oh, you have a chance of getting hired, and then at the end of the day, they're like, okay, yeah, we don't need you anymore, like get the fuck out.
yeah,
It's basically
yeah,
like what
I know
they so
about
like
that.
it could be something like that too, where they're like, where again they promise us all this stuff, and they're like, we don't have enough people, so we gotta hire all these people real quick to get it going, get it farther, and then once they get like something done and they don't need those people, okay, now get out. You're done.
Right.
Like we don't
Is that
need you
kind of
anymore.
what happened to you in the boiler situation, or was that
Yeah.
more
No,
professional?
yeah. No,
Is
no, yeah.
that kind
That
of
was
what happened?
basically yeah. So basically,
Yeah.
like when I joined, we were in like high demand of boilers and stuff. So again, they hired me. We started going and stuff, and then like again, winter
It
was
got
coming,
slow.
stuff
Yep,
like
and
that.
then
It's got slow. And it's like, oh, okay,
Too
like we
bad, so
don't need you
sad.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
exactly.
And again, they're like, well, you're gonna be a temporary. You have like X amount of months to like. They say to prove to us that you belong here, blah blah. But like anyone who's ever worked at temp tire, you damn well know you're either gonna quit because it's a shitty work job, or you're not gonna get hired, and you're just
Right.
wasting time. Because what they do is they hire you temporary, so they don't have to pay you as much. As
Oh,
like
is
what their
that
full
the position is paid less? Yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense.
as like what their like full-time employees are, but like you still work the same hours, maybe like overtime. Like if they're working overtime, you don't have to because you're not an employee yet, you
Yeah,
know?
they get all the overtime, obviously. They get the
Yeah.
more money.
So yeah, so it's shit like that.
Hold on. I'm trying to find it. I had an Insta post, but I am not seeing it. Let's see.
So again, it could be something like that too, which again is weird for like that industry, but again,
Well, this is
it could
obviously
always
this is
happen.
obviously was done in secret until now.
Yeah.
Like this
Oh
was
yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
prepared and was not discussed. This was a higher up, like I said, Bungie management strictly. Um, and they just didn't. They just said fuck it. You know what I mean? At first we thought this was a Sony thing. Everyone was
Yeah.
going out to lynch Sony in the
That's what I
public
mean. I
square.
also hate that people
Yeah.
automatically assume like I know us three didn't make that assumption at all, but I hate
I
that
was just going
people
off what I heard. They
exactly
didn't.
that's what we were doing.
Yeah.
I just hate that people immediately went fuck you Sony like you little greedy
Yeah.
and it's like wait until all the facts come out. Literally a day
Yeah.
later it finds out that
Bungie
Bungie's the
higher
one
ups
that did
said
it.
this. Yeah.
Not even the freaking that's what I mean. It's just I don't know. I don't
Right
like
after
that.
Joe, was it Joe Blackburn that helped? Is that the guy that helped our community? Or was like doing the
Yeah,
little
yeah,
live
he was into
video?
streams and whatnot.
Yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting
Well,
timeline.
some people were reading in between the lines from what I heard, and because he did a video with Dado recently about like shaders and whatnot, and he was like, "Our good friends, Sony," and it seemed like that he was trying to imply that there was something quote unquote deeper with Sony, but I didn't watch the video, so I don't know how entirely accurate that is. But at the same
Maybe
time, the
Sony
shit
strong
that
armed
comes
them.
out. No, but they would say that. I mean, look how close they were, or look at what they did when Activision put that music over them. They literally was like, "Oh, like Activision isn't giving us the freedom." I feel like they do the same exact thing for Sony.
Yeah, that's true. They know there'd be public backlash, so they'd immediately blame Sony.
Also,
So
I
we'd all
found
turn our
I
hates at
did some more
Bungie.
research. Bungie's was layoff is about 100 staff,
100 staff. That's a bit more.
a bit more than 30, which I thought it was. That's what I saw a couple of
Yeah.
days or like a day that it came out, but now it's like 100.
Have you found the departments at all? Do you
No,
know
I
where
cannot
those
find
are
it,
at?
but I
Because
know for fact. I know
it'll
for a
depend.
fact.
I know
Um,
social.
they were talking about
And
how
again,
the
we don't need a lot of people in social marketing. You don't.
Right, so that defends
one of
my
them is
point. But if
art.
we have developers,
Okay, I mean, art
don't
could be a
need a
big.
lot. It could be, but I feel
It
like,
depends. It just depends
yeah, if you
what they were
laid off
trying to
like
do.
30 people off the art team, then yeah, that was
That's yeah.
stupid.
But if you lay off
Yeah,
one or
but
two
That's a
like
people,
lot.
that's just part of the
like
thing.
5, yeah, then okay, whatever. I'm saying if you got 35 artists, you lay off 5. I feel like that's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, whereas you 35 hours, they have 30. Now we got a problem.
Okay, I found it.
yeah, okay,
Community, social,
okay,
marketing,
don't need.
publishing, art, QA, support, legal,
QA is
HR,
big.
and production.
HR just depends because
But
the
there's
thing
No,
nothing
it
the
doesn't
going up.
thing
necessarily
But
about
need to.
because they just won that lawsuit with the cheaters, so they don't really need a huge, or not. That's PR or not.
Legal. It's
Legal.
legal.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
legal.
that's
But
legal.
that
Legal,
that a
yeah.
point that still
Well,
applies. But
again, well, my dad, again, he's in the software industry. Like, again, the HR people like leave and go, especially if they're dicks. Like, especially my dad,
Mm.
because again, my dad's been there a long time, and and he had an HR lady which was just an absolute witch. He hated her with an unholy passion. And again, he kept telling his boss, he was like, dude, like let her go. Like we do not need her. Like she's terrible. And again, he
Mhm.
was making all these valid points, and then she stayed there for like another like not even like 3 weeks, and then my dad's boss ended up just letting her go because she's terrible. So that could
Yeah.
also be too that like again you
And
get
that's
enough
my
complaints.
point, is that there
Yeah,
could be, like, we don't know
I just
everything.
wish we knew so like the tenure, not even who got fired
yeah,
necessarily, but like, oh, this guy was here for
reasons.
20 years. Then you're like, okay, like why? Like look at Michael or Mike. I'm just calling him Mike. He got fired. And it's like he makes the best music for Destiny. Like that's
Yeah,
Destiny's
Michael
whole identity.
Salvatore, I do not understand that one.
But there also
I
could
would
be
love to
something
see their
deeper where it's
excuse.
like Mike was being
An ass.
harassatory towards like there's
Yeah,
just so much shit that
women
we
or
don't know.
something,
But
right?
also, I'm not gonna lie on that man's name because I have no idea. That's all like
Exactly.
just
This is
speculation.
speculation. Right,
Um,
because no one's telling us anything.
and I just wish that we got more of like, hey, now this is just wishful thinking, being like, oh, this person was here 20 years, 15 years, 10 days. Because the thing is, you could say, oh, we fired a bunch of people, and it could have been a bunch of like 3 week workers that Bungie realized, okay, these people are not going to be doing well for our company. Like they're just not going to do well, and it could have
Yeah,
been some of
exactly.
them, but you just don't
And we've
know.
seen people in the videos where we think, what are you doing for the game? What are you doing for Bungie? You know what I mean? Like we've seen that in their live docs and everything, video docs, where you just don't know
That's
what's
what I
going
mean.
on.
But I also find it weird that
The way they
Bungie's
talk, you know what I mean?
CEO posted like, oh, like finding out now that Bungie was the one that released them all, like, oh, hope you guys find good jobs. It's terrible what's
Yeah.
happening right now. Like, it implied that he got strong armed, but from sources it's saying that he did not get strong armed and it was Bungie management. Now, obviously, these are all quote unquote third party sources. Like, we don't know 100%. It's not a first, I can't, like, first account being like, Bungie said that. We actually fired these people because insurance. We're just hearing that allegedly. I'm assuming it's from some of the fired people, for example.
Right.
Um, that's why it's so like speculatory because we just don't know enough details to obviously like you don't want people losing their jobs in general, but if you're kind of shitty at your job, I agree with you guys. Like you're you can't
Well, you
expect
gotta you gotta
someone.
think what's best for the company. You know what I mean? You're
Not
paying
even that, but
people a
if let's just
lot
say
of
someone
money.
that's worked their ass off should get an opportunity to prove themselves while you're sitting on your couch at home with your cookies on your stomach and shit.
Yeah, and not to
Like
mention there is a lot of a lot in these, especially in these corporate worlds, it is becoming a lot more normal to like work from home, to be able to like get
that's what I
away
mean.
with a
Also, like
lot, you
Bungie's
know?
a bunch
So
of
you
Bungie's
don't
workforce, I think,
know.
works from home too. So if someone works from home and they're only logging on for 4 hours a day and they have an 8 hour like time frame, does that not constitute getting fired, even if you're friends with them? I feel like if
Yeah,
I found out that like my friend or like let's say I found out Simon was working 2 hours out of the 7 hour shift that he was doing, I'm
I would
like,
have
dude,
fired him 10 years ago.
yeah, I'd be like, dude, give you one warning, be
I would
like,
have said
dog,
I would have
hey,
sent
what's
him
going on?
packing.
Oh, you're going through something? Okay, I can understand it, but
Don't care. Get fired.
next time try to let me know or something, right?
Jared.
Sorry. Thought we were talking about Simon.
Oh yeah, Simon, yeah, no chances. He could be working
Oh
seven
yeah,
out of the
me,
seven
I'm
hours.
gone.
Get out of here.
Dang, you're a solo dad of 5. Oh, you're trying your best. Damn, bro.
Good luck with that.
Sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go out next time.
you're not gonna be able to get presents for Timmy this year. Go
Oh.
to HR about that.
Yeah, go
Actually,
talk to that witch.
it's actually
Simon's
ironic
dad.
because I called my dad because again
No,
I,
you
I was
didn't.
I was like I was like renewing my passport and stuff, and
No, you
again
weren't.
he was like
Proofer didn't
so he
happen.
got a thing. Shut the hell up and let me tell the story. God, he was like he was throwing on through Indeed because he's fed up like with his company too.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Like he just wants to find a new company. So,
Yeah.
and then so he was going on Indeed looking, and he saw like the thing for Bungie, and then and then he's like, should I apply? And I'm like, why not? I'm like, you have like X amount of fucking experience, and he said that there were 32,000 things for like a manager position. applications just because
RA
it's work from
applicants?
home. Yeah, just because it's work from home.
Wow.
So again, 32,000. Let's just say half. Let's say half are actually qualified. That's still 15,000 people that just applied because it's work from home. And I know people will apply from work from home jobs just because it's work from home and they don't want to like get
Oh,
up, get dressed, or
Yeah,
do
but
absolutely.
anything.
I can't blame him for that. If
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get paid a
No,
lot and
no.
I just get paid
Yeah,
work
and
from
you're spending
home.
time with your kids. You don't have to do the
Even the
cliche
thing
9
is,
to
my dad
5.
works from
You don't
home,
have to
and he works from
travel.
home, I think, 3 days of the week. Yeah, he doesn't have to travel. That's a big thing I think people forget. Like my dad has
Yeah,
to drive
spending time
like
with family.
an hour to and back from work. That's in 2 hours of commute, assuming that traffic's good. Um, that that cuts into the time. So if you could just work from home like 3 days of the week or however long. But the thing is, what I think people misconcept is that working from home means that you can be lazy and just do your own shit
Yeah.
when that's not the
Yeah.
case. And I think people are coming to a rude awakening, like, oh shit, when I work from home, I actually have to do work. It's not like I could just
You know,
like
like I
play
was gonna
games half
say,
the time and then
well, yeah, that's exactly like what my dad does because again, he's a like
Plays
project
games.
manager. Yes, so he's a project manager. So again, he just oversees people when they work and they
mhm.
by like really asking questions. So it's like when he was working from home, him, me, my brother, and I, we would really play PUBG all day. And he would
You
love,
did play games.
yeah, he would refresh his computer like every like 10 minutes, and sometimes it'd go on long. He'd be like, oh shit, someone messaged me. He'd be like, okay, hold on, I have to message it back. He'd be like, oh okay, I'm good. And then again, we would just keep playing video games. He like barely did any work.
See?
Whereas if you're at the office, he does a lot more work when he's at the office.
Yeah, because someone's down your neck, freaking that asshole boss that
Yeah,
no one likes, but he gets shit done. That's kind of the.
yeah.
But also, never mind. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole yet.
What?
I
No,
was
no,
gonna
go down the
say,
rabbit
I
hole.
was just gonna say that
Jump down it.
Bungie's woke now, and I think that definitely affects
Ooh.
the bottom line of
That
stuff.
I
does too. That does too. I
I'll
have to agree.
unpack that just a little bit for our audience. Of course, there are good things and bad things with wokeism. You know, calling out wrongs like racism and in the workplace and
I'm digging up.
sexual shit and all that. That's great. You know,
Ain't no
but there
Blizzard
are a lot of
supporters over
problems.
here.
Yeah, exactly. But there are a lot of problems that come with it because a lot of people are diversity hires. They are a number, they are a statistic, and they add no benefit to the company or
True.
to the team at all. And it's not about like, oh, is this person better? It's damn, we got too many white males, maybe because the industry happens to be saturated with white males. So you hire the fifth tier down subpar blue-haired leftist female, let's just say for example, who maybe isn't as good, who doesn't get as much work done, but you had to hire them because HR is on your ass to get diversity hires.
Yes.
In a perfect world, everyone's equal, right? Everyone has the same resume, everyone's identical, and what you need to do is hire a certain number of ethnicities and different genders to make sure you
Yes.
have
Just to get
a nice
diversity.
diverse pool of opinions and art styles and everything.
Ex-
That's a
Hmm.
perfect world. But sadly, as gamers call it, life's a skill issue. If you're not good at your job, you don't deserve the job. It's a competitive industry for a reason. It's like competitive gaming. Either you're good or you're not. So the problem really does stem, in my opinion, from certain diversity hires, you know, and I'm not going to get into race or gender, what's it called. I'm sure there's a leftist, angry, blue-haired black female who is just fucking amazing at her job and will shit on everyone. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. I'm sure they work at Bungie, and I'm sure she is not, or he is not one of the people that got laid off because their work answers for them. But for the other 50%, let's say, I can't say that because a lot of people are not hired for the quality of the work of just what they identify as.
Yeah, and I think
I think
the
everyone
judge
can
of
agree on
character,
that.
I think making like a judge of character, for example, like with hiring people, also because you don't want to hire someone that's an asshole. Like no one wants an asshole like
exactly.
hire like a. But I think
Like me.
But there isn't a lot of people either. So you have to be
yeah.
True.
like, if this is the only applicant you've had in a month and you need this position filled, damn, you know, it's gonna be an asshole for a little bit.
And
Does that make sense?
plus, it also doesn't help, especially too, that we live in a generation now where we're lazy. We are super lazy. No one wants to work.
Oh
They just
yeah, of
think money's
course.
gonna fall into people's hands, and that's also another problem
Yeah, they
on
think they got
like
their
hiring
degree and
lazy
that's it.
people.
Where's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
$80,000 a year? What do you mean I have to
exactly.
work
And
for it?
yeah, and they don't have
Internships?
the
What?
skill. Yeah, and
Yeah.
again, they don't have the skill or the thing. And again, I even know I went to people like that in high school. They're like, "Well, when I get my degree, I'm gonna make six figures." It's like, no, you're not, because you've never worked a job in your life.
Yeah.
You're literally a grade A student. You got a scholarship to go to college for free. Congrats, good job, pat on the back, good for you. You're a fucking nerd. But now you get that fucking doctorate degree. You have zero work experience in your entire life. No one is going to hire you to do that job because you have zero work experience.
Yeah,
And
you're
that's
more
how it
likely
works.
gonna shadow somebody.
Yes, and that is how it works. Is you have to work a shitty job just so you can say you have work experience, and that's how you move up.
And that's what the 20s are for. And that's what
Yes.
all these people are in. They're in their 20s. They hate life. They hate 9 to 5, even though back in the day they were working 32 hours, and doing school at the same time. I would know because that's what I'm doing.
I'm doing
And
45 hours of work and doing school. Look at you today.
right, 3 classes. Anyway,
I did 40 in
Fuck
school.
off.
Simon, your school was a joke. Don't think
What?
Jared
Yeah,
had
you
good
literally were
reviews.
playing Siege literally 24/7.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, I
Oh,
gotta
my
take this
online-
test.
You only had school for
But I
9
was in
months.
class welding though. But I
Shut
was in
up.
class welding though too.
You
for a
were,
lot of
but
that
No.
time.
it is welding. If you try your dick off a little bit, you can get good at it, which
Yeah.
you did. I can give you credit. You did. You got pretty good at it.
Simon's a
Again,
good
for
welder.
online
Simon's a great
classes-
welder.
Yes, and for my online classes, yes, I did screw off a lot. We were playing Siege half of the time.
But like, I agree though. I think people are, like you said, Simon, just lazy. I do sympathize with like, I saw this one girl on Twitter, like she was like, man, like I have like no free time, whatever, because she works 5 days a week and then also has school, but her commute is like 2.5 hours each back.
Oh my god.
So, she was like,
Don't
she was
work
just,
that job. That's
but
such a bad
no, but
situation.
the thing is, you could say that, but like when you're in a big city, most of the time it's hard to find
True.
like a job.
It,
So
it, it is hard. That's close too. That's relatively close because 10 to 1, especially it depends what time college started. And how
Yeah,
what
that's-
college you
yeah.
go to,
But
because people
But if
could
you're
just live there
still in
all year
college,
round.
why are you working as a developing degree where you need, or like in a developer's position?
well,
needs
that's
a
not.
college
She wasn't a
degree?
developer. I don't know what she was exactly
Well,
working
it's
for.
just like Allie. When Allie
Right,
goes
right, but
to
people-
school, she's gonna be working and then doing school, but she's gonna go on her occupation
Right,
while
but
she's
you
getting
do-
her degree.
I
But
mean,
some-
that's true. I guess you could work like internships or stuff
Yes,
towards
exactly.
that goal.
Yes.
But I feel like there's a cutoff at some point where like you can work during college, but you can't just kill yourself. You can't work. You can't
But what
work
if you're?
2.5
What if?
hours
But what if you got
minimum.
kicked out
Yeah.
and there's nothing else you can do? Then at that point,
You can
you
work
have to
any
do
job
this.
while you're in college. It may not be the
But what about
experience or
rent? Like, let's
skills
say
you
you're
it
have.
doesn't
kicked out
necessarily
though.
pay bills.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily pay bills too. So sometimes you do have to kill yourself in order to pay bills.
No, I
Like I
get
said-
that, but then it's not. But if you're in a situation where you can't work and do school, you have to pick one. That's what I mean. If you have to now work full time, you cannot go to school. That's the trade-off. That's why people go for scholarships. That's why families are supposed to support each other. Now, if you're not in that situation, that does suck, but there isn't a choice. You can work 2 jobs and make what's it called happen, but you also can't be one of the people that like freaks out because you're in an internship position where you are not needed. You're getting paid barely anything.
Well, I don't know if
This
she's
is
an internship. I have no idea what her
well,
actual
yeah,
job
but if
is.
she's not a degree, she's in some form of training. She's not in a high level position where she's permanent. She's not at a degree. She's,
But if her
you know what I mean?
if she complains about it, is that necessarily like her, like?
I feel like she has a right to complain. Driving 2.5 hours to and from, is that what you said? Or is it
No,
round
she
trip?
she goes on a train. Like I think it's in New York or something. I don't know exactly where it
No,
is,
that's
but
fine.
That's that's fast. New York trains are.
but I don't think it's New York. It was like it was she was like in a
It's
train or
probably
like
two
just
and a half hours, I would say, because 2.5 hours is to cross from fucking Melbourne to Tampa.
yeah, probably in total.
So probably in total would make sense. So what, an hour and a half commute, which that is long. It's what warrants a complaint on Twitter. But I feel like
I
if
think she
everything's
just got
working-
killed for it way too. I think just the take of like killing the person for complaining, for example. Obviously, it's Twitter or X, whatever
Right.
it is.
Well, that's different. But I'm mainly on the tangent of like I'm working at Chipotle. Chipotle is going to probably right now they could if I would just stop being lazy and actually sign up for it. Will pay for my college. Now I have a scholarship nicely, but it doesn't pay for all of it. But what's it called? Will gladly pay up to 5-6 grand of my tuition that I can pocket. That's wonderful.
Same with Publix.
And that's with Publix. These are all these jobs that aren't related to our field, but they are nearby. They're pretty relatively easy. It's not like you're working crazy long hours in the ball crushing factory, crushing your balls every day. You know, you're working on a line, you're
Sometimes I
working in
feel like
public,
I'm
stocking
crushing
shelves.
my knees.
Well, yeah, work is work. But at the same time,
My
it's like
knees have
these are
never been the
positive
same.
situations. But like Simon said, we're not in the situation where we're working towards our career. But I feel like that's a positive that not everyone can enjoy. Like not everyone can enjoy working at a job. Like let's say like for a lawyer, for example, you could go work at a firm in their mailroom. They'll pay for you to be a lawyer, and then you could go be a lawyer at the firm. It's very common for that to happen. But I feel like that's a very like unique situation where you should be blessed and happy that you have that situation. So I feel like complaining when other people, like let's say you and I, Jay, don't have that. We're, you know, like you and I are gonna have no work experience when we get our degrees done. I'm not gonna have anything in cybersecurity. I'll be trained, I'll have my degree, I'll have everything, but L3 is gonna have to take a gamble on me. Now it'll pay off because I'm gonna be ambitious as fuck, but they don't know that. You know what I
Shut
mean?
the
They have
hell
no
up.
idea.
Yeah, man,
You're
shut
gonna be
the
a flop.
Fuck
We
you.
all know. We all know.
Bro, your welds are mid. But
My
the
welds are
point,
mid.
but my point stands. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
pay
Like,
about $12 an hour for this. You know those videos of the welders
Yeah.
in that
Yeah,
water?
yeah. The water's like going.
it's like I think I'll do is like $25 an hour. I'll pay you like a ham sandwich and a cheese.
Yeah. Ham sandwich, no cheese,
No cheese.
Diet Coke or zero. But
And plus, it doesn't help too.
And if you went to go
That
live in the city,
nowadays-
that's your choice.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes. But like, again, it depends on where you're born and raised and blah blah blah. 'Cause
yeah,
if
I
you're-
think
if you
that's a
wanna
great
go to
point, Simon. No,
bumfuck
that's a great
anywhere-
Simon. That's a great point, Simon. Like it also depends on how you were raised, and that's a great point because
Yeah,
if
because
someone's
again-
raised like if someone's raised that's rich and doesn't have to do like with stuff like that, you're not gonna have like a genuine experience. But let's just say someone's working their ass off, or they see their parents working 3 jobs or whatever. You're gonna be like,
Right.
this is nothing. This hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hour commute. This is nothing. Like
Right, and
my
that's
mom
where- and
grinded
that's
their
where it
ass off.
becomes, and I'm sure there are people that will go, damn, that's like tough. Welcome to the real world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because some people do this and they never blink an eye. Like this is life for them. So to hear someone complaining, like whining about the thing you go through daily, like it's nothing, probably a little annoying, in my opinion. Now, of course,
But
like
honestly, I
there's a
wouldn't get
specific
offended because it's like,
situation.
man, shut the hell up. Like, who cares?
Right, and that's
Well,
why
like, who
if you
cares
wanna
enough
be-
to like say something but like actually like write a whole paragraph out. Like, ain't nobody
right,
got time
and-
for that.
but
If
at
you
the
really
same
got those
time,
three
if you-
jobs, you ain't doing that shit. Let's be real.
Exactly.
So you already know it's those Twitter
Start posting
freaking
your
or
woes on
X.
Twitter. Yeah, I'm calling
But-
it Twitter.
Yeah,
Elon can
whatever.
have this little X thing until I have to look up x.com. For right now, twitter.com works. So.
I don't know why I still did that, but that's another
He
story
likes
for
the
another
letter
time.
X. He tried to buy it for thousands of dollars. He's fucking weird.
He is weird. Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
Oh,
He
yeah,
used to
Elon
be.
Musk is
I didn't really rock with him that much. Not for any particular
did.
reason. You know, like he just.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Suck that man off harder than fucking Jesus coming back
You-
from the dead.
Yeah, no.
You did.
You know what I tell my
No, you
workplace?
did.
I say if they want the job done perfect, they should have hired Jesus. That's what I say. It works every time.
Wow. Fucking daredevil dog, huh?
Yeah.
But
And just
I will
need the
say,
music.
Too though, it also doesn't help that especially we live in a
Play it out
community
loud when we
nowadays
do DMC strikes.
where we get to have at least two people to live comfortably, too. Like we can't
Oh,
just.
that's an
That's just an
problem.
economy shit,
Yeah,
which is
that,
just
we could get into a whole tangent on that, but I agree. I do agree.
yeah.
Like Tiff and I'm living with my grandparents right now as I do college. We could afford rent, but then we couldn't afford to eat. Does that make sense? So
Unless I lived with him, that's why he wants me to live over there so bad.
That's exactly why. Because
He's
the
wants
only
to
way
touch you.
that's
Yeah,
not
I know.
He's
Let's
wants to
say it how
touch
it
you.
is. Let's say it how it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
there's
stand
no...
over him at night and like smell his hair and shit. It's gonna be great.
All right, Kyle.
Oh my
What
god.
the fuck? Oh
what
my
did
god.
Kyle do to you?
No,
Oh,
remember when he had that
yes.
dream? Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, my brother, I was just chilling, right, guys? I was just chilling in my
Kyle's
bed,
weird as
and
fuck for this.
I'm sleeping. I hear a rustling noise. I'm like, shit, what's up? I see my brother because my brother and I
Kyle's
used to share a room,
Standing up.
and Kyle was standing next to his bed, right, which is we're
Facing
across from
away,
each other.
Staring at you.
He was staring at me because he was sleepwalking.
Oh, that's no.
So he was just staring at me sitting up. I'm like, hey
No.
man, like what's up? What's up? And he doesn't say anything. And he just gets up and he has a blanket over his head. So he looks like a Jedi, right? Just imagine a Jedi in the Revenge of the Sith movie.
Yeah,
That's
the
exactly how he
robes.
looks. Except he looks dead-eyed because he's asleep, but he's staring. He's sleeping with his eyes
His eyes
open.
are open?
Yeah.
Oh
Um,
no, fuck
so
that.
he walks over to my bed and just stands over because I didn't get out of bed. I was like rolled over on my side. So I'm looking up at this man like that. What's that guy? That meme? I can't think of it.
Oh,
Um,
the purple,
yeah,
staring up like yeah, with the beard and all that. Oh, I
yeah.
know what movie it's from.
William Defoe, whatever his name is. That's I'm
William Dafoe, purple shade,
William
looking up
Defoe.
in
Yeah,
horror.
I'm
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
like that at him, and I'm like, hey, colleague, what's up? And he doesn't say anything. He just turns around and goes back to sleep. I bring it up the next morning. I was like, hey, colleague, what was up that? He's like, I don't remember shit. And
Yeah.
I was like, well, I just saw
On the topic of
possession.
dreams, what was the one that you had that like shook you to your fucking core? Because we're gonna talk about interesting dreams, Jay. I think you've had the most interesting.
Dreams that shook me to a core.
Something about a monster eating your dad.
Nah, that one didn't. I don't remember that one, so it didn't shake me. That there's only two
Oh,
dreams that I
really?
remember.
What were the two then?
One of
You told
them
me that one. You
was
were shitting
what?
yourself. You were like freaking out.
Oh, yeah, okay, I remember that, but it wasn't as memorable.
Kyle.
Kyle
Oh,
dying
okay.
in my dream. That's my brother, by the way. He
Was
died
it
because he fell
Kyle?
off a building and he fell like through a
Oh
windshield,
no,
and
not that
I
one.
I broke down
Oh
crying.
my
So I literally
god.
woke up in the morning. This only happened like
Sobbing.
a year ago, but I woke up sobbing for like it was like 20 minutes of sobbing.
Oh
I couldn't
my
stop.
I
god.
Then I went
I
back to
have one.
bed.
Fucking
I
was
have one that's very
sobbing?
similar. No,
Yeah.
I have one that's very similar. I went to sleep and I remember I got woken up for a doctor's appointment. But during that night, I was dreaming. It was the weirdest dream. It was on. So this is before TIFF. So I always thought that I was gonna be alone in life. So it was always one of those like insecure things where I was just like, damn, I'm never gonna get a girl. I don't know how to talk to girls. So I was young. I had to have been like freshman year of high school. Everyone's like insecure. You know what I mean? No one knows anything. Maybe like eighth grade, right? And I get woken up by my mom, and I
Oh,
cannot stop crying. I cried for probably an hour,
oh
and
my
it was
god.
on and off. No, I teach you, it was on and off. But when it started, I couldn't stop, and it was about this dream about like it was basically like a girl cheating on you, I guess, this situation, but it was spawned on by the animated Tom Sawyer movie. With the fucking cats and dog people. This is gonna make no fucking sense. Some people know what the hell I'm talking about. But it was basically a guy and a girl dancing. There's this song going on, like one of those old
Oh
fashioned love songs or
shit.
whatever. And they dance, and there's something to do with a diamond mine. And I remember it was the cave entrance from the Tom Sawyer movie, and they're doing like a ballet or a waltz or something like that, and the song's going on in the background, and it made no sense. Like the way I'm describing it to you, how you guys have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, is how I got the dream. It made no sense, but it fucked me up for an hour. I could not stop fucking crying because in the dream I was absolutely in love with this woman, it's just this person who I can't even remember, who I never even knew. It wasn't like it was based off anybody. Pure bullshit, and I was
Sounds
absolutely
like a fairy
broken.
tale.
Yeah.
Practically, yeah, it sounded like a fairy tale ending of some kind, and then I was absolutely distraught. My mom actually, we were at a doctor's appointment. She was like, "Am I gonna have to talk to the doctor and ask if anything's okay?" Because like she was genuinely concerned that I was gonna freak the doctor out, because it was just constant.
What a
Only time
bitch.
that ever happens. Fuck you.
See,
Fucking
my story is
volleyball
more
podcast,
impactful.
clearly. No, it's not. You're
Um,
not talking about the one where Kyle ate your fucking dad's arm off. That's the one I'm
yeah.
digging for.
Okay, yeah. So that one, now that you say that, so basically, I remember, I was just
He
chilling.
had a
It's
beak.
Yeah. So my brother, I have a lot of dreams with my brother, which is kind of weird. Not really, because my brother and I are close. But
Yeah,
he,
very close.
yeah, clearly.
Mhm.
But he, was a monster, quote unquote, and he killed like all my family. But I remember my dad the most distinctly because I remember it was in my hallway in my old house, which is weird because I'm living in my new
Crawling
house when I
on
had this dream.
fucking
And
wall.
he had a beak, and he was climbing up the walls or whatnot. He just started eating my dad. So in my dream, I'm like, shit, what's going on? And then he ran towards me after that, but I woke up like, like when you get
As
striked,
he
and
jumps.
yeah.
Yeah, as he jumps at you.
Um,
Yeah.
I woke up and honestly, it didn't bother. I mean, it did bother me, like, cause
No, it bothered the hell out of
I
him
don't
because you
remember.
told me that dream like it was like it was horrible.
But
You
the
were
one dream I
shitting
will
yourself.
always remember is I was at my nana's house. I just
I don't
watched
know
Planet
this
of the
one.
Apes, and I was chilling in my room, and what's Caesar's rival, the scarred fella?
Was this when the chimpanzee attacked you?
Yes.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Jesus
So I was
Christ.
just chilling in my room, or not my room. I was in the living room. And all of a sudden, all these chimps came because my nana's living room and then there was, if you just kept going straight, there was a glass like lanai like area where you'd go. So they came through, like there was a window, and then they busted through the glass, and I'm sitting there on the couch, and all these monkeys are around me, like chimpanzees, gorillas,
Sand.
orangutans. I'll get some for you, like all that shit. And I was like, oh my goodness, like what is going on? Then the leader, I forget his name,
He
from the
raped you?
movie.
I mean, R word you.
No,
Good
unfortunately,
leader or bad leader?
bad leader.
The bad leader.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, the bad leader. I don't know. Oh, there's bees over here. But whatever his
yeah,
name
Peter-
is.
Can I interrupt your story really quick?
Hmm.
Into our background gameplay that you're all gonna very much enjoy. This entire floating island is yours. I want you to build something awesome on it. There are 2 beehives here for you. There's one on the
Koba,
island,
Perfect.
and there's
Thank
one
you.
over
or
there.
whatever the hell.
Oh, Koba. Yeah,
Koba.
that's his name. Koba.
Yeah.
Koba.
Koba. But so
Damn.
basically, he well, and I was like, huh? But the gorilla grabbed my heels, and he threw me up through the house. So through the roof, right? And I'm like, I went flying. Like when I say he threw me, he threw me.
Damn. Sign me up.
And I was like looking down. I was like, man, this ground's getting like closer, because I started falling, and I just heard like they're all like cheering as I'm falling. And
remember
then
this
I hit the ground, quote
vividly.
unquote, and I just woke up. And I was like, shit. I was probably like
Just casually
11,
shit.
Yeah.
but
Saying casually shit like it wasn't fucking hyperventilating, panicking.
I don't remember hyperventilating, panicking. But I'm sure I was, but I don't remember all that.
I'm sure you were.
Sounds like a Jaren thing to do.
Can we also talk about one thing that's been irking me recently?
What?
Israel.
What was you in Israel about? No one gives a
Sorry,
crap.
I keep jumping the topics. My bad. My script's backwards.
This goes back to the Destiny community. Why? Now I know this is with every community, but I feel more attacked because
Like the players?
it's yes, I'm talking about the
Okay,
community.
the players, the community.
Why does it seem like most of the community is absolute shitheads on YouTube? Now in game, a lot of the
comment
players, yeah, like I read like a lot of comment sections on like just random YouTubers, and a lot of them just talk shit about people. But in game, everyone's like a sweetheart most of the
Everyone in
time.
our clan's a sweetheart.
That's what I
We were
mean.
playing
Like
with another
like
guy we just had. He was awesome today.
that's what I mean.
Super
Like
chill.
you like get into a good raid group, and everyone's a sweetheart. If you say you don't know what you're
Yeah.
doing, like most of the time people are, but then you get
Cheat
into
shit,
like a
yeah.
comment section of YouTube, or like you read
Everyone's a
certain
know-it-all.
stuff. Everyone's a know-it-all. Everyone's super like doesn't make mistakes. Like when
Yeah.
they were watching like Joe
Your teammate's
Blackburn play the
ass,
game.
Bro. It's like you just missed a shot once.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I don't understand the. Even like Siege doesn't even do that. Like when I post a Siege content, for example, when I see Siege content, people are more like, "Oh, that's funny, you
Jared,
missed your shots."
Jared,
Versus,
Jared.
"Wow, this guy's actual dog
come
shit."
here. I'm behind you. Come here.
Oh,
Come here. Come here. I'm behind you. First cast with the fishing rod. Just
Good
peek
shot.
it. Just peek it. Just peek that.
What do you get?
Whoa!
Oh, first cast.
Whoa!
What'd he
My
get?
very
What'd he
first
get?
pull.
First
Look,
cast.
look,
Unbreaking
look,
3,
that-
Luck of the
look.
Sea 3, Lore 3, Mending 1. He got the God Rod on
Jeez,
his
man.
first cast.
Yeah, look. That's
Yep.
one cast.
Time to
First
ban him.
cast.
First
Put those together. Make
I
an
already
anvil
am.
and put those
I
together.
already am. Already on top of it.
Insane. I agree though, Jay. Back to your point. In my experience posting on YouTube, I've had a lot of at least positive feedback, or at least a lot of like lulls and people enjoying the Siege content. I haven't posted too much Destiny content, mainly because I was in like a hate Destiny phase at the moment. But the Siege community, at least on YouTube, seems very popular and very positive. In game, you guys are assholes.
Yeah, it's kind of
Play,
reverse.
so.
Like in Destiny,
Yeah.
people are chill, and then I think it's just the culture of like, I just like you said, I think it's know-it-alls who think like they've never made a mistake, like they've never died to an overload that just bum rushed them, or like an unstoppable
Yeah.
bum rushed them, or they haven't like experienced like, oh, it's your first time soloing a dungeon in a bit. I've used this example because it's just the most recent time.
Yeah. I know. I haven't sold in a while. Thanks.
No, I'm saying for me because they were clowning me for staying in the back.
Oh, you meant your grenade clip.
Yeah. That's one reason I'm bringing it up because I just started recently posting again, and I just got reminded of it. Why I didn't post Destiny content as much, because I was like, man, you guys are kind of shitters. But
Yeah.
when I post my actual Destiny YouTube video where I said like Bungie, you failed us, people were super positive about that, even though it was a shitty video that I recorded in like
Why?
10
'Cause
minutes.
you're shitting on Bungie, and everyone can rally behind that.
Well, they were like, hey man, like next time get a script, but like I agree with most of your points. That's
Next
way
time, get
better
a script.
criticism, like constructive criticism versus just being like, you're dog shit, or just laugh at the clip, dude. I get suppressor needed 3 times in a row. Who gives a shit? I'm not gonna tractor cannon them from 10 miles away, or freaking move my positioning because I'm one shot, or I'm gonna
Just a
switch to
tractor.
Rift.
I guess because you're a well, it could be a viable
No,
option.
no, that would be a terrible option. You do no
Well,
damage.
in my book, you just use like a shotgun or something.
That's what I mean. There's just certain things I'm like, dude, why in a million years would I tractor cannon the boss when I'm in the back one shot? Like, there's a reason why I was chilling in the back, not because I was jerking off back there. Not that I know
The
of, at
only call out
least.
that I think was fair was the
Was jumping in the water.
yeah, right. I think that was a
But
fair
that's,
one.
yeah, he was just like, hey man, like, just so you know, you can jump in the water that way, like, if you're super weak. That's literally how he worded it.
Yeah,
Like, that,
that's a great constructive like situation.
yeah,
What a nice
that's not even
person.
constructive criticism. That's just telling you something. Like, I didn't know that. Well, I did know that after the fact that he posted it, but, like, if I didn't know that, that would have been like, oh shit, he's right. Like, that's actually. Because you didn't know that, Jared. Like, you didn't even think about that.
Yeah, well, I
Um,
knew it, but you're right. It's not something we thought of.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
not our first thought. Right.
But that's why that guy's saying it's like, oh shit, like that's. Blah, blah, blah. But oh, this crafting table's not being picked up. Oh man, whatever. But then you get the Minecraft community, which consists of all kids, so it's kind of hard to.
Pretty much. But they're nice.
But they are nice. Like my community is great. Everyone's super chill. Sometimes you guys can be a little bit overbearing. Not gonna name names. AKA, what's that one dude that pisses me off?
Silver.
Who?
Silver. From way back when.
Silver, yeah. Oh, I'm a.
Yeah, I already knew what he was talking about. Fucking Silver.
Man.
We miss
That
you,
man.
bro.
Yeah, we do actually. It was fun,
It
actually.
was fun.
In the moment, I was like, dude, shut the hell up, but you made it fun. So I guess I got a bunch of stand, like a shit ton.
Thank you. Just put it in the furnace.
Yes, ma'am. We have reached 47 minutes so far. I would say we've been pretty successful. Simon has been a bit quiet because we've overshadowed his talking, which is not good. Simon, would you give us some
Yeah, he needs to
more
start
thoughts?
interrupting.
I've been giving my opinions when they pop in.
Well, let's change topics then. Let's change gears.
Yeah, get
Away from
you.
gaming. Israel.
Oh
Now
my
that we're on the
goodness.
topic of
No one cares about Israel, dude.
Whoa, you don't care about Israelites? You hate Jews? Okay, Simon, let's discuss this. What is the
Perfect pod
problem with
type.
Israel as a state? Yeah, perfect clip
Nothing is
thumbnail.
wrong with nothing is nothing is wrong
Continue.
with Israelis. It's just Jews are terrible people. That's all.
Whoa. Okay. Elaborate.
Okay, well, for example, when
I'm
I,
about to
I lived
edit
in
this
Mexico,
out.
okay? Mexico story, okay?
Uh-huh.
When I lived
You're getting banned on
in
Twitch, watch.
no, it's not streaming. When I lived in
I'll at you.
Mexico, my dad walked into their bread store because we obviously needed bread for our store.
Not this
Simon, I
story
swear to
again,
God,
man.
if you talk about they do it every single country when they see an American, I'm gonna kill you.
What?
Yes,
They
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 raise the
do
price
this
on
at
them.
every they do. It's called upselling.
What?
Son,
Wait, what are
he
you
doesn't know.
pointing at? Uh, Ali found fucking bitch boy warden dude.
Oh shit, she's
Oh, tell her to
dead.
make a
Leave,
ton of noise.
leave, just leave. We're on
She's in.
peaceful.
Yeah. Oh,
He doesn't spawn, so take a picture of
damn.
the cords. Take a picture of the
He already
cords.
started.
So
Me too.
take your phone right there.
Anyway, I'll
We don't
finish
need it in your
Simon's
group chat.
comments on the Jews. I already know what he's gonna say. He hates them. He hates them very much.
He has some because of one
Uh,
experience, which just shows how shallow of a person he is. Boom.
Multiple.
Absolutely. Multiple.
What?
Oh, would you like to elaborate on your multiple Jewish
No,
experiences?
because no, just keep going.
I
Jared.
know one
I like
Jew.
where this is
Do you want
going.
to know his name? Ben
Who?
Shapiro. He seems to be a pretty chill dude.
Shapiro. Oh my god.
Try not to be political and just Ben Shapiro. Is Ben Shapiro actually chill? Who knows?
Oh, I don't know.
I would not want to hang
I,
out with Ben Shapiro.
I would not either. I feel like everything I do would
Yeah,
be
like these
wrong.
prices are so high.
Seriously,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
Well, if the Democrats were in office right now, then we wouldn't have be having this problem. You understand that, right? You know, do like the stutter and everything.
Yeah. So you watch too much of him. You can do it perfectly.
I haven't watched him in months.
But we got to think of a name for the podcast. I think that's the next. Like,
Days in Minecraft. No, that sounds like a Minecraft stream.
Days in Minecraft.
I'm trying to think of something.
Wait until the
positive
day we
that's
play
happened.
Destiny. Days
Yeah.
in Destiny.
Council meetings.
Council meetings. Is that brandable? Can we put that on a shirt?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
Is that brandable? Oh God!
You gotta
I
think
almost
big
fell out of my
picture.
chair. Jesus.
Fat ass.
That's I almost fell back.
I
and
will say,
broke my neck.
everyone in this friend group is fat.
No, I'm not fat.
You're
Simon's
sure.
like 300 pounds. We can agree on that. But
He's
Okay,
like 290. I'd give him
that's
Yeah.
that.
fair. Yeah, he did lose 10
297
pounds.
actually. So screw
Oh, you went back up. Okay.
Yeah.
You got back in the gym, my guy.
Yeah. Oh,
I thought you
hit
lost
the weight
weight.
room.
Yeah, he did. He lost 10 pounds. He showed
I'm
me.
pumping up for winter, okay? When it gets 30 below out
I
here,
got
I
you.
gotta make sure I have a
Hibernating.
couple
That's
layers.
true. You gotta
yeah.
get some blubber on you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
I got some.
That's a
like,
fair
we
Simon,
got
do you
point.
actually
snow
weigh
already, dog.
297?
No, I don't weigh
Okay.
297. What the
That's
hell?
all.
No, I didn't know. The way you were talking was convincing me.
Oh, speaking of things that blew us out of the water, freaking
what?
Simon earlier. He knows exactly what I'm about to talk about.
No
He,
shit.
Oh my
so Allie was
God.
talking, and she was like, she's asking some like important paperwork shit, and
For
she
a
was just-
passport. It's for a
right, the
passport.
passport stuff, exactly. So he starts going, she starts reading off the lingo, like blah blah blah, ever been married, you know, and she hits that one, and all of a sudden, hold on, I'm trying to this glass. All of a sudden, he's like, no, I've been married before, and just way he said it absolutely stunned Allie and I. We genuinely believed it. Like, I was actually thinking back, like, when was he married? He would have told us. When was it like that? It was just the way he said it so nonchalantly. Even Allie was absolutely flabbergasted. It was like, wait, you've been married? He had both of us completely fucking confused on his one
Wait, were you
statement.
actually confused?
Yes!
Why were you
Well, sounds
actually
like he was.
No,
No,
we
I'm
were
talking
like,
to Allie. Allie wasn't even confused. Babe, you know I've never been married.
you had me freaking confused. I've known you for like 6 years.
True.
I've known you since you were a child, and I was just like, wait, when were you married?
I could have pulled it off.
You could have pulled it off.
Could have. Clearly, I believed it.
Yeah,
I thought it was just funny. It was just something that happened today. It was absolutely believable.
but yeah. So this type of podcast, I don't know
Jared,
exactly
I'm gonna
what
put your
the
fishing
time
rod
frame
in
is
here.
going to be.
There. Just
But
fresh
we're
ones.
gonna be just trying to like record these and pump these out whenever we're all three on, which seems to be increasing recently, which is kind of chill. But
I like how someone plays Destiny more. Sorry, Juice.
you
Don't-
notice how
don't
you
say
notice
that.
how
Don't
you
say
notice
those
how
words.
fun it is when I play Destiny. Everyone loves it. Then when I don't play Destiny,
Simon and I have been actually having a blast without you.
Well, yeah.
Not gonna say anything.
well, yeah, everyone
Also,
has
can
a blast without me.
Stop making me loop. God, bro, you're doing the jumping thing, which throws me off.
But the recording is coming to an end here.
Jared's an NPC and it shows.
It is. He is an NPC. We want to say thank you guys all for so much for watching. If I can actually say a sentence right. Like I said, there's going to be more podcasts like this coming in the future,
And
and
different
help us get us
topics. Give us your
name and
opinions,
topics,
too.
opinions, all that
Yeah,
shit.
Give us your opinions and topics.
Tell us what you want to
definitely
talk about. It could be anything
Yeah.
from Star Trek, Star Wars.
I mean, we could
to
have like
the
an
rise
Ask
of the Jewish
Jaren
Empire.
thing. We can have an Ask Jared, Ask Simon.
Yeah, ask
comments
Simon,
of the
ask
day.
Micropenis.
Like
Comments of the
we,
day, I agree.
we could do stuff like
Sorry.
that at any
Touchy
time.
subject.
Ask Jared about his male stripper phase.
That was a great face. Like golden age,
That was a
man.
great face, the golden age, he says.
Simon streams on Twitch. His handle is what, Simon? What's your handle?
Rainhaven 81.
Rainhaven 81.
Rainhaven81. And Jared also posts occasionally on YouTube. I think, what is yours on?
Not this college semester. I will not be. You can see some of my shorts that are out right now. I will be getting back into it after. I am just extremely overloaded right now with work and college.
He's just lazy.
But what's the handle?
You could just add it in the description. It'll be in the description. It is
Yeah, it'll be in
Divinity
the description.
951, but the @ will be in the description because it's like Divinity 95159, something like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to find because it's a new channel.
But yeah, like we said, hope you guys enjoyed this first podcast. We're excited to make more. Like we said, just give us any topics. Doesn't matter. Leave
Any
your comments.
games,
anything.
we can talk about. But Jay does not like politics. I do because I think politics are funny.
I love politics
Also,
as well.
everything about politics is satire. Simon does not hate the Jews. I have no opinions on Israel. Neither does any of us. A war is terrible. Innocent people dying is bad. I think everyone
No,
can
that's
agree
good.
on this. That's... Have a great night, everybody.
And that's our podcast. See you, boys. and girls. Peace.